libertarian perspective on immigration, because that is obviously one of the biggest topics of conversation right now in America. So, from a libertarian standpoint, okay, so crazy liberal woke people are want a completely open border and let everyone come in, and obviously that's not the way to do it. There's lots of people coming in who are human trafficking children. There's lots of people coming in who are criminals that want to hurt others, and so that obviously can't happen. But no one's talking about immigration reform. Conservatives aren't talking about immigration reform. They're just trying to shut everyone out. It seems like a racist thing. Now, there's lots of conservatives that are not racist, but there's a crap ton of racist people out there. I see them in my walk of life every day, and it spans black people, white people, and Hispanics being racist against all races, which is not okay. But let's talk about conservatives and liberals, Americans right now, okay? So we have a huge problem in America where people don't want to work. They're lazy as crap, okay? So, I mean, I managed a restaurant for 5 years in a college town, and the quality of American work you get is crap. Now, quality of pay is crap too, and that's unacceptable also, but that's not what this video is about, okay? So let's think about the fact that if we reform the immigration process, then it might be easier for poor people to immigrate here looking for work. Now you say, well, they're going to get here and take all the government assistance and they don't pay into it. Well, I got a libertarian solution for that problem right here. No government assistance for anybody. How about that? You work, you get stuff. You don't work, you don't get stuff. I mean, taxation is theft, and that's where that money comes from. It's not like the government just has extra money. They steal it from the middle class and the poor, because God knows the rich don't actually pay their fair share of taxes. So taxation is theft, okay? I mean, heck, if you're going to have taxation, at least make it equal across the board, like sales tax, federal sales tax, and do away with income tax altogether, do away with property tax altogether. Those are wrong, but that's not what this video is about. It's about immigration. So that the conservatives want to sit here and say that they're not racist. Well, lots of them are not racist, but lots of them are very racist. Lots of them want to say they're taking our jobs. Well, they're working harder than Americans are, okay? So, I mean, let's look at these crazy liberals, though. Let's open up the border. They want to call me racist because I said some Hispanic people coming over the border are human trafficking. Some people are bringing hard drugs over the border. So, I mean, that's not racist. I'm sorry. I love lots of Hispanic people. Actually, I've never met a Hispanic person I didn't like, but I'm sure there are plenty coming into this country that are not good people, that are not people we want here. But there's lots of white people and black people that aren't good people in this country too. And, you know, I mean, racism or not, racism aside, I mean, what are we going to do about that? Okay, I'm not saying kick people out. I'm not saying arrest people without cause, but I mean, you know, we could do a lot more to protect American citizens for sure. But I mean, there are lots of Hispanic folks out there who just want to come here and work and make a living for their family and provide for their family and find a better life. And rich conservative people want to sit here and say, well, then they need to come in the legal way. They can't do that unless they're rich. You know who's rich in Mexico? A lot of the rich in Mexico is the Mexican mob, the Mexican mafia, okay? So you're going to say, okay, all these rich Mexican mafia, or some of the people who are successful in Mexico, they don't necessarily care about coming to America other than for vacation. But the poor people who would come here and bust their butt to work hard can't get here because it costs so much money and it costs so much time for them to do it the legal way. And no one's talking about immigration reform. It's either all or nothing with crazy liberals and crazy conservatives. So, I mean, don't sit here and act altruistic and supporting our country or supporting immigration when it's really just about your political party and what your political party's telling you to think, okay? If you believe in peace and compassion for humanity, I mean, heck, for Christians, these are other Christians that you're kicking out, that you're saying can't come here. You know, I mean, that's not cool. That's not what Jesus said to do. Jesus didn't say kick everybody out that's a different skin color. But I mean, you know, it's not about race for some conservatives, but it's about race for a lot of conservatives, okay? And for Liberals, it's this white guilt crap that they're pushing on all of us, and that's wrong. That's BS. I'm not going to have white guilt because I believe the way I believe or because of the color of my skin. My family didn't have slaves 200-300 years ago. My family's been poor since we came over from England. My family was poor when we were in England, in Ireland. When we were over, we were always poor. We came over here being indentured servants. My family didn't have slaves. My family's never been racist. No one in my family, my great-grandparents were not racist. So don't give me this crap, this liberal rhetoric of white guilt and colonialism. Colonialism's bad. White people have definitely done their fair share of harm. So have Christians done their fair share of harm spreading Christianity. But that's not what I do, and that's not what lots of white people in this country do. And you don't have to be a crazy backwards liberal to not be racist, okay? You can't just throw racist at people all day long. But that aside, I mean, conservatives, there are some racism. There's a lot of racism within your ranks, I mean, you got to accept that. Maybe you're not a racist conservative, but there's a lot of people who are hateful because of the color of someone's skin. There's a lot of that in liberalism too, in the African American community and the Hispanic community and in the white community being racist against themselves. And I mean, let's set racism aside. Let's actually talk about real issues instead of just, I support Trump, I support Biden. I don't support either of them. They're both awful, and they're both wrapped up in an agenda for their political party and for their masters. Trump's not the richest person in the world. He's still getting other people that approve of him being in politics, just like Biden and Hillary and Bush and Obama. They all have rich people backing them and telling them what to do, because if they didn't, they wouldn't be in politics. It's not a matter of Trump and Biden. It's not a matter of our politicians. It's not a matter of, I'm just going to go with everything my political party tells me to go with. That's silly. That's stupid. And no one is even caring about the issues at all anymore. But that's my feeling about the issue of immigration, all right? Immigration reform, not sitting here and all or nothing BS, liberal, conservative. We hate everybody. We love everybody except conservatives. Whatever. It's ridiculous, okay? Have a little compassion. Liberals need to have some compassion for people who are different than them. You want to talk about coexist? How about liberals coexist with conservatives, okay? Conservatives, have some compassion for other people besides the people at your church, okay? Whatever. Peace, long life. May you live long and prosper.